Hello and welcome back, everybody, to your WWE Weekend Review. It is Sunday, July 26th. There's going to be an announcement regarding the future of this production at the end of the video today, so be sure to stick around to hear what that news will be. That being said, the format for today's show will be a little different from normal, and that will be a clue as to what that announcement will be later on. For now, though, let's get right into what happened this week in the world of WWE. Starting off with Monday Night Raw from July 20th. Beginning the action for the night, we had The Vision defeating Javon Evans and Dragon Lee in some tag team action. At the conclusion of the match, The Vision were going to continue the beatdown of their tag opponents until the arrival of Otis and Tozawa. We saw the duo make the rescue, and they ended up taking the intended beatdown instead, with Otis taking multiple spears from Braun Breaker. Moving on to the next segment, we got to see Danhausen come out to the ring to try to resolve this human monies issue he still apparently has with the Judgment Day. Dom, JD, and Liv all come out to attack Danhausen, and then Joe Hendry makes an appearance to rescue Danhausen and drives off the Judgment Day. A quick follow-up segment backstage sets up two more matches for the night after JD had the misfortune of slamming a duffel bag full of fake money into Obafemi's chest, and Joe Hendry continued his interactions with Dirty Dom. Adam Pearce made two matches official between the men right on the spot. Obafemi goes out and absolutely squashes JD McDonough in what has probably been the most impressive squash match I've seen yet. In a surprising turn, the next segment saw Solo Sikoa coming down to the ring and quickly calling out Seth Rollins. Solo then made an offer to Seth to watch his back at SummerSlam, because it's not going to be just Seth versus Roman. It's going to be Seth versus the Bloodline. Solo's interrupted while pleading his case to Seth by Jacob Fatu and decides it's a good time to run away. While Jacob was distracted by Solo in the ring, Seth takes the opportunity to land a super kick on Jacob to take the upper hand. The next match of the night was an interesting setup for SummerSlam. We got to see Ethan Page and Rusev in a tag team match against Chad Gable and Penta. This was a great tag match and ended up being match of the night in my opinion. But we saw Chad Gable and Penta take the win and show each other massive respect going into their Intercontinental title match at SummerSlam. In what was the most interesting match of the night, we had Joe Hendry taking on Dirty Dominic Mysterio, who had Liv Morgan ringside. After multiple instances of Liv interfering one way or another, Danhausen comes out in the Danhausen-mobile with Io Sky, who immediately goes after Liv Morgan, while Danhausen helps assist Joe Hendry to get the pin on Dirty Dom, ending the Judgment Day's truly cursed night. Finally, in the last match of the night, we have Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight. Jacob ends up getting the pin and beating LA after the match breaks down into complete chaos as they continue to set up what is going to be an explosive 3v3 match at SummerSlam. And that is going to be everything from the Red brand. So let's check out what happened over on Smackdown from July 24th. Starting the show, we have both Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce in the ring. Adam Pearce takes the lead and invites Gunther out so they can sign the contract for the match at SummerSlam. With Nick Aldis signing the contract, he relinquishes his role as SmackDown GM to Adam Pearce. Gunther then taunts Aldis and says that he will give him what he wants and end his wrestling career before it even really begins. Aldis then flips the script on Gunther and claims that he hasn't had a match in 3 years and that he has absolutely nothing to lose. But if Gunther loses, then he's just the guy that lost to his boss. Aldis anticipated Gunther's reaction to attack and got the upper hand before Gunther landed a low blow, then landed a vicious powerbomb on Aldis through the table. That's the most entertaining segment of the night, in all honesty, for SmackDown. However, that being said, the show in fact did go on, and we had Brie Bella taking on and beating Lainey Reed in a one-on-one match. Fatal Influence then launches an attack on both Brie and Paige after the match, setting up the surprise return of Nikki Bella, who promptly clears out the ring and grabs a mic. And she issues a challenge to Fatal Influence for a 3v3 tag match at SummerSlam. After that, we have another qualifying match for the Women's Interim World Championship ladder match, which saw a determined Chelsea Green taking the quick victory over Kiana James. Cody Rhodes then cordially invites out CM Punk to the ring so they could have a face-to-face before their title match at SummerSlam. These two went back and forth until CM Punk got the advantage by saying that Cody can't beat any of his so-called friends in a true fight and that he always has to make someone be the bad guy, then dropped the last insult and referred to Cody as just Dusty's kid. After that segment, we have another qualifying match for the women, and we saw a very angry Nia Jax getting another shot to qualify going up against Charlotte Flair. The match was going well until the arrival of Jade Cargill and company. Nia Jax was disqualified again after Jade Cargill attacked Charlotte Flair in the ring. And finally, in the main event match for the night, we saw a fatal four-way to determine the opponent for Sami Zayn in what will be a number one contender match to face whoever wins the undisputed title match at SummerSlam. Finn Balor got the victory over Damian Priest, Trick Williams, and Royce Keys after a crazy match that saw multiple interferences, still setting up the 3v3 match at SummerSlam for the Bloodline. That is going to conclude the action for the week, and now it's time for the announcement that was teased at the beginning of the video. Going forward, there will be shorter review videos releasing covering each brand separately. My goal will be to have a review video for Monday Night Raw releasing every Tuesday, and a separate video for Friday Night Smackdown releasing Saturdays. Don't worry for you folks that enjoy the longer video, there's still going to be a longer WWE Week in Review releasing on Sundays. Also, next weekend is SummerSlam, so be on the lookout for a special recap video to release sometime Monday afternoon. Those are going to be all the announcements I have for now. As always, if you want to hear more wrestling content and shenanigans, be sure to check out our flagship program, Talk to the Bell, every Wednesday at 3:30. For now, though, my name is Easy E, and this has been your WWE Week in Review.